Okay, I think we are recording. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Relive Training today. Wonderful Saturday before Thanksgiving. It'll be a great week and lots to be grateful for and thankful for. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. I've got a few things to cover today. So if I can get my screen to advance. There we go. All right, so that's me, Jennifer Eaves. And I guess I better share my story. I'll go back to that. And I know we do have new people on the phone today. And so I will share why I love Relive. And today I'll share how I have done this business and give a couple pointers that will hopefully help. But I've been involved with Relive for 18 years. I'm super passionate about health and wellness. And I love helping other people, but I needed help myself. I was super sick. I had been sick for about 20 years. I had a lot of digestive issues. I had very severe ulcer pain, bloating, bowel attacks. I had a thyroid condition and insomnia. My son was suffering with really severe depression, ADHD. He would have rages that would last for hours. And we were looking for answers in our home. We found Relive. We jumped in with both feet. We came in at the highest profit level Relive offers with no money at all. But we put an order on a 0% interest credit card. It's the best business decision we ever made. And it got us a lot of product for a good price. And we started taking it very consistently. In a few days, my bowels changed. And in a couple of months, my digestive issues were gone. I no longer have bowel attacks. I haven't for 18 years. I no longer have ulcer pain. I feel quite amazing. I have energy. I sleep great. My blood work is perfect. My son had great results with his issues over time. It took some time, but it took a few months for him to stop raging, but he had great results, and it really changed the peace in our home and was a huge blessing. And I was super shy. Relive's helped a lot with that, but I just started sharing with people and, made mistakes along the way. I'm still not perfect, but learned. But the one thing that I did right in the beginning is I needed this business. We had $70,000 of credit card debt. And so I was teachable and I wanted to learn. And so I plugged into trainings like this. In fact, every week I went to training in person. I got on calls. I had asked for help for my upline. Like every day I was doing the steps that we'll go over today to build a business, and started earning a few $100s a month. And then it grew to 1,000 and then up from there. We sponsored a couple of people that had life-saving results on the products. In fact, one of those people I'm going to talk about later in the training today. And our business really took off. We went ambassador in a year, earned 40,000 that year. It doubled to 80,000 our second year. And we've had a Relive check every month without fail for 18 years. We have earned lots and lots of bonuses and trips. This is a picture of our picture this year to qualify for Hawaii that we're going to in February. Super excited. We went to Hawaii last year. We just love Relive, and we're so grateful someone shared with us, and we love to pass on the blessing. But for training, we like to cover basics because we almost always have new people on. Like I said, I know there's new people on today. And then we get into kind of a little different training later, whatever the presenter wants to share with us. So I will share the basics as far as Relive as a company. They are in their 33rd year as a food science company now that just rolled over. And they are just a company, they do things right. The integrity of Relive is huge, and that's super important to me. Their family values, but their products are clinically proven, they're patented, they are backed by science. The science is solid, and they work, and they're guaranteed to work. They're the only epigenetic nutrition company in the US, and that's very important. Epigenetics is kind of where your body heals. It's where disease is reversed. It's where all the good health things happen in your body. So, but Relive has your solution, and the great thing is we all have the same stuff to share Relive. We have the same products, we have the same comp plan, and we have the same success system. We'll cover all of these today. So, you know, we can make it happen, and we're amazing, each one of us. And so we'll talk about how we can use these 3 elements of Relive to help and bless other people's lives. So Relive kind of has 4 different aspects of their product line. They have their core nutrition. Shown here, we have the Kids Now, the Classic, and the Now. This is where I always recommend that people start. You know, either choose the Classic, which is a plain version, or the Now, which is sweeter and creamier. Some people prefer one over the other, and they're both fabulous products. So they both have about 72 different elements of nutrition. They're patented, they're clinically proven, and they're balanced. So they have vitamins and minerals and herbs and amino acids, and you know, the building blocks to good health. The kids products are amazing. They're chocolate and vanilla, and the kids nutrition is balanced nutrition, but there's also brain food that helps support the brain, and that is awesome. I'll tell you something cool about the kids product. I was doing a health fair last year, or the first of this year actually, and a lady came up and said, can I look at this product? And she is a brain function coach, and her son is autistic. And she looked at that product. There's 2 ingredients in that product, and if you go to Relive's website, you can look them up. They're short for PS and PC. They're very long words, and I don't even try to say them, but those 2 ingredients she was purchasing for her son, like I said, with autism. And she said, I pay $100 a month for those 2 ingredients. Plus she said, I have a whole cupboard full of vitamins. And she said, I look at this can, it has those 2 ingredients and a lot of the vitamins and, you know, elements of nutrition I'm already giving to my son. And it's all in there for much less than $100. So she was, got that product for her son and was super excited about that. But so as distributors, this is where we usually start people. And then there's targeted solutions. What these do, these speed up results. And we don't, because this is a training, I'll tell you what I do. And if you do something different, that's totally fine. But I like to start people mostly on the basics. You know, if someone has a huge issue like MS or whatever, I don't want to overwhelm them with 10 different products or, you know, whatever. I mean, they don't need that many, but I usually just kind of start the basics, and then I get them on follow-up calls, and I help them fall in love with Relive as I'm adding products. And you know, it's not always like that. I have had people say, I want the fastest results possible. Tell me what I need to do, what I need to take to get the fastest results possible. And I'll just start them, you know, get them on calls and start them, you know, but anyway, just kind of, that's kind of what I do with that. But so these products, fiber stores for digestive health. This one has soluble and insoluble fibers, which means it helps to cleanse the colon, the blood, the lungs, like the entire body. That's pretty much a basic, in my opinion. A lot of people add fiber store. Arthifect is our joint health formula. So this is a fabulous product for anyone dealing with joint or soft tissue issues in the body. So arthritis of any kind, bad joint, you know, joint issues like bad knees or hips, back issues, your back, the discs in your back are soft tissue. So anyone with those types of issues, that's a great, would be a great reason to add Arthifect. It has natural anti-inflammatories. And if you're new on the call, it's great because you can call your upline. I mean, on this training, you can call your upline and you don't have to know everything. It's so great. Like even after 18 years now, I don't tell my customers really what to take. I get them on calls and I let someone with the same, you know, or similar issues or whatever, share with them. And we'll get into that later as far as doing those calls. But Cardio Essentials is for heart health. That's a clinically proven formula to lower cholesterol, heart, blood pressure, triglycerides. Glucofect is for diabetes. It's for blood sugar management. And it also can be for hypoglycemia. It just kind of helps. It gives the organs of the body, the liver, the pancreas, like what the body needs to function better with those blood sugars. 24K is our healthy energy drink. It has ingredients that help with focus and stress relief and whatever. Reverse Age is our anti-aging formula. It's an awesome product for joints, skin, hair. Sometimes people add that if they have cancer. It's just a great product. Provantage is for muscle issues. People sometimes with back issues take that because your muscles tighten up around an injury, fibromyalgia. People that work out, run marathons or at the gym, lifting weights, love that product. Soy Essentials is for women's wellness. So this product is fabulous for any women's needs. My mom had great results with osteoporosis. She added that product. So PMS, hot flashes, issues like that. And then we have our 2 Energize products that help with hydration. And we have our less sugar formula that just came out. And yeah, Energize is great. And then we have our targeted solutions. So Lunarich X, we haven't spent a lot of time on that today, but Lunarich has about 130 clinical studies. It's shown to reduce inflammation. It helps with immunity, heart issues. It's in, I believe it's in 7 of our products, but it's also sold separately so people can take as many capsules as they feel like they need. There are people that have taken these capsules for severe back pain, migraines, just lots of different cancer, lots of different reasons. And so that way you can just add these capsules to any product that you take. Defense, I'm going to move on because we're going to talk about a little bit more about this one. With what is happening in our world, Defense is an awesome product. And I want to talk about the ingredients in Defense because they are amazing. I talked to a lady a couple weeks ago and she's like, holy cow, like those ingredients are awesome. I've known for years that beta glucan is very, very effective for boosting your immunity. So it helps to stimulate the immune system to help fight off disease and infection. And by the way, if you go to pubmed.gov and you type in Tynofend is not, you can't type that one in. Tynofend, you can go to their website and you can find out, that it's clinically researched and supported. But you can't type in Tynofend because that's their patented name or whatever. But you can go to PubMed and you can type in beta glucan and reishi mushroom. And I believe it brings up, if I'm remembering right, I think it might be 70,000 studies on those 2 ingredients. Maybe it's not quite that many. I think beta glucan says like 32. Anyway, I can't remember, but you can type those in and you can find studies that show what reishi mushroom and beta glucans do to help boost immunity and help with cancer and heart health. And anyway, so great product here. And that's just a way that you can find out more info about it. So, and then our third kind of element of nutritional products that Ring Up has is our Fit3 program. Many people want to know how to lose weight and keep it off. And Fit3 is, I'm always telling people like that want to lose weight and keep it off. There's never going to be like a magic pill or potion or, like lots of people have done like the keto diet or whatever, but you can't maintain that for a lifetime. If you go off and you start eating carbs again, especially simple carbs and whatever, then you put the weight back on plus 10, 20 pounds. So what the Fit3 program is it supports people that want to live a healthier lifestyle. And so the support is there. The products, they taste fabulous and they help with support that, right? So they're helping with cravings. They help to cleanse the liver. That's the Purify. They help to burn more fat and calories and boost your metabolism, especially and most importantly, as you're exercising and doing the steps and eating healthier and things. So the burn helps to burn more calories. The purify cleanses your liver and your body. And then the active is kind of meal replacement, a kind of a calorie replacement. So the Fit 3 program, you certainly don't starve, but I mean, what you're wanting to do here is to have smaller portions. There's nutrition help online, which kind of talks about portion sizes, nutrition help, and then there's exercises. I do these exercises on Fit 3 almost every day, at least a few times a week, especially if I'm in a huge hurry. I love the Cardio 3. It's a great workout, and I can, it's done in 20 minutes, and I can move on with my day. So that program is just there, and it's available for anyone to utilize that program. And then Relive has their hemp line, which is fabulous. You'd be super hard pressed to find better hemp products anywhere. These products are third party tested and verified. You can go online and pull up the COA, the clinical, the certificate of analysis. And that is super important. You have to know what you're getting with hemp. 80% of hemp, I've heard, is shipped in from out of the country. So you just don't know what you're getting without that certificate of analysis. So our products are organically grown in the US. I was able to tour Liqueur Industries, which is out of Dallas, Texas, or out in Texas. And they manufacture Relive's hemp products. And I was completely blown away and totally impressed with this company. They don't cut corners anywhere. They're just like Relive's company, just super clean, super organized, top line equipment. And the owner of that, Terry Liqueur, said that he will not produce a product in his facility that his children can't take. That's not safe for his family and his children. So anyway, I think it goes through about a 27-step process from choosing the best soil, which Relive, they talked about that at the plant, how the soil, hemp has a very high absorption rate. So it's absorbing everything. You can grow it in your carpet, it will absorb carpet fibers, and like it grows anywhere, but it absorbs everything. So the soil is the number one most important. And so they found a farm that didn't have any contaminants in their soil, never had used GMO, because GMO will stay in the soil for years. And anyway, so these products are awesome. They work, they're pure, they're effective. And there's isolates, there's full spectrum, there's a balm that's amazing for pain. And we have a sleep formula that's not shown here. It's super amazing. I take that every night, sleep like a baby. But hemp is just great for all over body health and wellness and pain. There's studies that show that it helps with lots of things, because what hemp does is helps your body produce more cannabinoids, and it works in your endocannabinoid system. So anyway, great product. But I want to move kind of more into how to build a business. What we are doing is important, very important. People are looking for ways to be healthier and ways to boost their immune system. And we have the best of the best products. And people are also looking for work. Many people, especially now, people are losing their jobs. People are scared, and we have a solution for both of those issues. So with Relive's comp plan, I'm going to go through this really quickly. There's 5 different ways to earn an income. And so your goal as a distributor is to build a distribution network. And we'll talk about how to do that today. It's $20 to be a distributor. And so the first form of income is retail profit. So you can earn 20 to 40% in retail as you're sharing with people. And everyone can take Relive, and really everyone needs Relive. That makes for an amazing business. And especially now, people are looking for answers, like I said. So if you retail $100 a product, then you would earn $20 to $40, depending on where you choose to come into the business, which this next slide, if my computer, there we go. This next slide kind of shows how you can increase your profit, which is, which would increase the money that you earn as you're sharing with people. So wholesale profit is what you earn as you sponsor distributors, and they are at a different profit level than you are. So if you're a master affiliate, you're in the blue box, you're 40%. And you share with someone maybe at the 25% level, that's the quick start level that we'll go over in just a minute. Then you earn the difference, the 15% difference of what they purchase, what they order, what they share with others. And these levels here need to happen once in your lifetime. So once you achieve these levels, as long as you remain a distributor, you stay there. The master affiliate level does have a requalification once a year by January 31st. And if you want to know more about that, you can get with your upline. But as a master affiliate, you're at 35 to 40% for a lifetime. I like to show this, as we are sharing the business with people and are sharing Relive, maybe doing a presentation, people need to know ways to get started. That's usually a question that they have. And so, there are different customer levels. We've got the preferred customer level where they save 10%. And, but these are two distributor levels that are smart places to get started. And so as a distributor, it's just good to know these things and good to, know how to share with other people. So the quick start level, the 25% level, you pay $375, you get to choose $500 of any product that you want. You have free shipping on your first order. And so at that quick start level, you would save about $150. The master affiliate level is the highest savings and profit for a lifetime. Like I said, you save 35 to 40% forever. You pay $32.50, you get $5,000 of any product you want, free shipping. And so you save over $1,750 on this order. So if you were to move that entire order at full retail, you would make a 54% return on investment. That's a pretty awesome investment. I mentioned when we started that we were broke. We had $70,000 of credit card debt. We had no money in the bank and no money coming in. My husband's self-employed and he'd been out, hadn't had much work for 3 years. So we put this order on a 0% interest credit card. I found one that was for a year. I was just helping someone yesterday that's thinking about becoming a master affiliate, and we found a credit card that was 20 months interest free. But this is a tax write-off. It's the start of a business. And like I said, highest savings and profit for a lifetime. But you have a 1 year, 100% money back guarantee on any unopened product. The overrides, that's the third form of income. As you share with people, you make 8% on your first level, and then 6%, 4%, 3%, 2%. This kind of just breaks that down and shows if you help 3 people and they do a $2,000 volume, 8% of that would be $480. And you can just see how this plays out. And it's those 3 people share with 3. In a perfect world here, everyone's sharing with 3 people and doing a $2,000 volume, your overrides would be $18,000 a month. So it never happens perfectly like this, but it does happen as people share. And, oftentimes people do more than 2,000. They might, sponsor a master affiliate or 2 and do 5 or 10,000. But anyway, that's how these overrides can be, how they add up. And this is residual income. And then cash bonuses and trips. I love the bonuses Relive has now. They seriously are the best bonuses Relive has ever had, because anyone can do them. Brand new distributors can do them. And we'll talk about those here in just a second. But there's also the Star Director bonus. That's where you're paid more for sharing with more people. If you have 3 frontline master affiliates, then all your residual income, your overrides goes up 1%. If you have 6 frontline, it goes up 2%. And if you have 10, it goes up 3% all the way down. So, and then the ambassador program, this is Relive just pays you to help people, and there's different perks and bonuses and stuff. So, but as far as the steps for building a business, the circle of success, it's a circle because it's our daily job description. It's what we do over and over and over. So, and when I started, my upline said, write down these 5 steps. So I wrote them down, and that's kind of what I did every day. So you need to identify who you want to be in business with, who you want to share Relive with. One way you could get started is to identify 10, and I would say make your list at least 100 people. And we'll have some ideas on that on the next slide, but star the top 10 people that you want to share the products with, and go to them first, and people that you would love to be in business with, and that you would, want to share the business with, and then, go to them first. So who can you share with today? Here are a few memory joggers. Who's on your cell phone list, who's in your email, who do you know on Facebook and social media, who would you invite for maybe, a child's wedding or whatever. People from school, people you've worked with, previous or current neighbors, relatives and friends, professionals, and then meeting people when you're out and about. And this is important, that we're always ready to share Relive. I told you I'm going to talk later about Steve Garner. He was the first ambassador. Well, he's the only ambassador I personally sponsored, but the first, I think I have 5 ambassadors in my organization. He's the first. And he is someone I just met out and about. And again, I'll share more about him later, but we want to be ready to share Relive at any time. And so you've made that list, and now you want to connect with people. And we're going to share more about this later, kind of what attributes maybe help to make this step a little bit more effective. But a lot of people are like, oh, what do I say? What do I do? And you want it to be you, right? You don't necessarily have to say what other people would say, but being excited and thinking of them, why you thought of them. And I think it's important to kind of think how Relive will help them, and then it makes it easier to share. But you want to make this step simple. You don't want to give a whole presentation over the phone and tell them all about Dr. Kloger's and blah, blah, blah. Like that's what I did in the beginning. I just kind of threw up all over them and said way too much. But, maybe just I thought of you. And oftentimes I will share a story. Like if I received, a referral a couple of weeks ago for a man that had really horrific back pain, like horrible back pain. And so I already knew his issue. I had never met them before. I got a story on with me before I ever called them. And, I just called and just said, hey, this is Jennifer. You don't know me. So-and-so gave me your number, told you I'd be calling. Do you have a few minutes? And then, I just let the person share their story, and then we set up an appointment. So anyway, so share that excitement, and then you always want to try to lead them to the next step. So every time I do a 3-way call, I'm trying to do that very thing, just lead them through the system. So if it's a 3-way call with a new person, the next step is setting up an appointment. So you want to share the whole Relive story. Now, like Zoom is amazing. Like, sometimes if I'm talking to a new person and they have time right then, I'll just tell them to go to Zoom, and I'll open up a presentation and go through it right that very minute. Or, sometimes we can, right now, a lot of people aren't meeting in their home, but I have done that. I've had people that still want me to come meet in person, but we want to kind of share the whole Relive story with people. Have talk about the products, have health and business stories, and talk about the business and their options to get started. We do have our Wednesday webinar that people can get on each week, and that's a great way to share Relive. But make it simple, and you know, like I said, you can just stop and do it right that minute. In fact, I've even just gone to Relive and helped kind of walk them through stuff on relive.com. And there are also our presentations on relive.com, and we have lots of recorded presentations online on Quila's YouTube channel, so you can certainly share those with people. And then after a presentation, we want to ask for a decision. Where would you like to get started? I did a Zoom presentation yesterday with a lady and asked her where she wanted to get started. And she was the one that said, because I had mentioned, you know, you want to share stories and you want to share your own story. So I had mentioned to her that you know, my business story, and that I didn't have money when I started Relive, and that I wanted to take the products for my family. I wanted to commit to 6 months. I wanted to get the products for the best price, and I wanted to make the most amount of money for my time. So I found a 0% interest credit card. And so that's the question she asked when we were done. She said, what, you know, can you help me find a good credit card? And anyway, so ask them, and then kind of revisit the comp plan if you need to, or, you know, just sometimes I'll go back and they'll have product questions. So I kind of skim through things quickly as I'm doing the presentation. And then I use this time to go back and revisit and answer their questions. So, and then help them sign up and go. So, you know, if they want to become a customer, it's super easy now. They can just go online, click the buttons and answer, you know, and go through and enter their information. But then you want to follow up. So follow up is important. Sharing stories and just helping people fall in love with Relive as they are, you know, learning to take their shakes and so. And follow up with customers is a little bit different than distributors. We'll talk about distributors in a moment, but you know, you want to call them the very first day and find out, hey, how'd you take your shake? And did you like it? And then whatever system you like to do, I like to try, you know, new customers, follow up with them at least once a week. This here shows day 1, 3, and 10. So kind of what works for you, but I always like to have a story when I call people. And this is what I do. But again, if something else works different for you, I just found that it was kind of sometimes hard to set appointments. So when I start a customer or a distributor on the products, I find out when is a good time to call. You know, if maybe they work during the day and evenings are best, or their lunch break or whatever. And I just tell them, hey, you know, I come with these cans. I'm going to help you get the best results possible. So I'll call you periodically, see how you're doing. And so whenever I call, I just call in that time period. I don't usually set an appointment unless it's something really important that I want to make sure that, well, they're always important, but anyway. And then I just get a call of story on with me and we call. And if they answer, great. If not, we leave a story on their voicemail. So whether you do that or not is fine, but that's kind of how I do it. I also love to do power hours with people. I just knock out a lot of follow up all at one time and just, yeah. So, but again, use the calls to lead people to the next step. So I usually start people on the basics, but then I use these calls. If someone has back pain, for example, then I'll tell the person sharing, you know, I might ask you what products you're taking, if you'll share with them that, you know, you really love Artifact or whatever you're doing. And then I have customers that ask for, you know, maybe I should add that Artifact in or whatever. So that's kind of what I do to lead people through and, you know, share business stories. And so if I have someone that's maybe not a master affiliate or a customer that I think maybe, you know, would like to share with other people, I use those calls to share business stories or to share, you know, to get them thinking of other people and of more options and building and sharing and all of that. So, and then with distributors, you know, you want to make sure that you're plugging them into the system and helping them know how to build a business. So all these steps that we just talked about, building a list, connecting, you can help them connect with people. Don't leave distributors to do appointments on their own. I don't do appointments on my own. I mean, I'll share, but I always have, stories and things. So it's funny because people that know us and trust us sometimes listen to other people more. It's funny how that kind of happens. So, but yeah, tell your distributors about the calls that Relive has, the training, get them on with you, help them with their first appointments, help them set appointments, do appointments, help them understand Relive's website with ordering, going to the distributor portal and understanding all of that. Okay, moving on. So the success system, these are kind of the Relive success system, the steps to that. Your upline is your most important. Go to them, ask them questions, use them every day. You're not bothering them. And three-way calls, these we kind of use with each element of the system, with follow-up, with contacting new people, sharing stories, getting people on calls with you, training, you're using those three-way calls. So if you don't know how to do that on your phone, contact your upline and have them help you practice. And, most people I think know how to do it, but if not, make sure you learn that, because I do three-way calls every single day, multiple times a day. Even without Relive, I had an insurance agent call yesterday and they needed to talk to my husband, so I three-wayed him on. So anyway, they're very effective in life in general. So, and then we have our weekly conference calls, which we'll go over later today. Saturday training, special events. With COVID, this has changed a little bit, but we still do have some events. And then we have conference. We had conference in July, and we'll probably hear more about that pretty soon. But what the success system does, it's just a way that we expose people to stories. It helps continually build their wall of belief. So if you're wondering kind of how to move your person along, this system kind of does that. Get them on the Wednesday call. If you have a distributor that's floundering, get them on training. They should be on training every week anyway, but getting the stories, just the system exposes people to stories and moves them, just helps build their wall of belief. I say this on almost every training, but if you think back to when you fell in love with Relive and how you fell in love with Relive, it's always the stories, like always the stories. I could tell you the stories I heard at the very first meeting I went to 18 years ago. And that's what sticks in people's minds, and it's the reality. So it helps them to understand that Relive will help them. It helps develop leaders and residual income. And so, yep, we just use the system every day, along with that rotating 5 steps of to building a Relive business. So it's important to become familiar with Relive's current promotions and use them to grow your business. If you log into Relive's distributor portal, this is what you'll see first here. And you can kind of I'm not going to go through all these here, but the first day of every month, Tom Pinnock does an Engage video, which he goes through the promotions, anything new, but use these promotions. This lady that I did a presentation with yesterday, I told her there were some specials this month. A distributorship is $40 and it's $20. It's been that way for a while, but who knows, it might end, and it is a special and it's half off. So I told her that. So I told her about the free shipping this month on Quick Start and Master Affiliate. And, so you let people know that it's a special this month, and it helps them to make decisions. We have our top 3 bonus too. First, also, we have first in the nation 3,000, and second is 2,000, third is 1,000. And if your volume's over 15,000, you earn an extra $1,000 bonus. Preferred customers still have join free, so Relive's waiving the $10 fee this month. That might carry over, but currently it's through November 30th. And then promo 1, 2, and 3. These are the bonuses that I think are the best Relive's ever had, because people can earn them. If you're on the call today and you're a new distributor, just know that this is very, very doable. So And you can go online. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. I've got more I want to cover and I only have 15 minutes. So, but you can earn product credit as you're sponsoring customers. The quick start bonus is awesome. For every 3 frontline quick starts that you sponsor in a month, you get a $250 bonus. And this is doable. As you're talking to people, many people choose to become a quick start. So sponsoring 3 in a month is seriously doable. It more than doubles your earnings if you're a master affiliate, because you're still earning wholesale. But then that's an awesome bonus, and you can do it as many times as you want. I've had a couple months where, excuse me, a couple months where I have sponsored 9. So I've earned 3 bonuses in a month, or 2 bonuses. Like you could do it 10 times if you wanted to. Anyway, talk to a ton of people. But and then master affiliate, you earn a $250 bonus for every frontline master affiliate that you sponsor, and a bonus right on top of your wholesale. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about keys to success. I have 5 that I want to talk about: setting goals, enthusiasm, daily habits, commitment, and having a positive mindset. And I, as I was thinking about this, and this honestly is as much for me as anyone, I just, I have kind of, the world is a bit crazy right now. And I have definitely kind of felt down at times and kind of had to scrape myself back up and kind of recommit myself to Relive and other things. And so like I said, this is just as much for me. I'm not perfect at all in any of these 5 categories, but I think that's what life is about. It's about constantly learning and growing and trying to become better in everything that we do. And so anyway, I just want to talk about these. So goals, and I'm not going to share a ton about how to set goals. I know goals are super, super important. Sometimes people have what they call like a big audacious goal, like a huge, huge goal, maybe like in Relive, like presidential or ambassador. And then you have other goals that help you reach that. But I think the most important thing with goals is breaking them down every day. And you can use the 5 elements of the Relive system, making a list, contacting people, doing appointments. So when I started Relive, I set a goal to talk to at least 3 new people a day, to do 5 appointments in a week. And then I set goals to reach the different levels, key director, senior director, ambassador, master ambassador. But think about this, like how often do you personally set goals? I know, like I said, I'm not perfect. When I do set goals, I always do better in my life in general. But how often do you revisit your goals? Do you think about them every day? I know Bob Montgomery has always had his goals on a card in his wallet, and he looks at them every day. And he's been very successful for a long time. So I would recommend, and it's something I'm going to start doing, is looking at my goals every morning. And then what you can do, and we'll talk about this a little bit more too, is, that's in your mind. So like Hawaii, for me, earning the trip to Hawaii, it was on my mind every day, every single day. And I knew when they started that I had to earn 8 points. And if you don't know what the Hawaii, to earn the trip to Hawaii, you had to earn, you needed to reach a certain level of points to earn the trip. So I knew I needed 8 points a month. So that was a great goal for me. I had that in my mind, 8 points. And I'm like, okay, who can I talk to? Who can I share Relive with? So goals really, really help to motivate you. So enthusiasm, I want to so I ran across an old newspaper article the other day on enthusiasm. I'm gonna, turn on my light. So here's a couple quotes, and I want to read through some of this article here. The man that wrote the article said, I am often asked to name the single most important quality of a good salesperson. He says all sales people must have enthusiasm. It's the one critical trait that you cannot teach. You cannot learn sales skill. Oh, you can learn sales skills, product knowledge, how to plan, and pretty much everything else. But enthusiasm is about passion, gusto, excitement, and infectious energy to light up any sales call. And so I'm not perfect at it. I'm going to tell you in a minute somebody I know that was pretty perfect at this trait. But he went on to say, you're always selling something, whether it's a product, a project, an idea, or yourself. Unless you project enthusiasm, you might as well give up and take a nap. And then a couple more quotes. He said, and some of them I have here, nothing good or great can be done in the absence of enthusiasm. And this quote here is from Walter Chrysler, the founder of the automotive company. He said, the real secret of success is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a commodity more important than any other commodity. It will find solutions where there appear to be none, and it will achieve success when success was thought impossible. Enthusiastic people never give up. They understand that the hardest sale they'll ever make is to themselves, and once they're convinced they can do it, they find a way to get the job done. So what can you do to boost your enthusiasm? It all depends on how much you want to succeed. Take control of your own destiny. Success comes from knowing what you want. He went on to say, find something that makes you happy. If you love what you do, you will work harder. Having a purpose is the best motivation. That comes back to goals, right? Like your purpose, like what do you really want from Relive? If it's helping other people or getting out of debt or whatever your purpose is, that is what drives you. Only you can decide how happy you will be every morning. When I read that, I thought of I heard about a man that was paralyzed. I think he was in a shop anyway, but he was paralyzed and from the neck down. And people that knew him said he was one of the happiest people that they ever knew. And he said, sure, I could get down. He said, every morning I wake up, I have to decide that I'm going to be happy today. And this is something I for sure need to work on. I feel like I'm a happy person, but I can be happier and more positive and all of that. So like I said, this training is as much for me. But I love this little story that was shared. It's just a cute story that this man shared. He said, consider the story of a 94-year-old woman from Arizona. Her friends always described her as charming, delightful, and always positive. Anyway, when asked of her secret of happy living, she responded, it is my enthusiasm for life. Because I think I'm positive, I am positive. And then she continued, I love this. She said, I have 4 boyfriends. I begin each day with willpower. Then I go for a walk with arthritis. I usually return home with Charlie horse and spend the evening with Ben Gay. Need I say more? So anyway, I thought that was a cute story. Just this super cute, positive, happy woman. And it's a good reminder for me to be more happy and more positive and more enthusiastic. So, but I want to share for a minute about Steve. And I hope I can do this because I love this man. Steve that I sponsored after I'd been in Relive 3 or 4 months. I met him at a church function. I'd never seen him before, and I would have never seen this man again. But this man just, if I had one trait to explain who he was just loving and enthusiastic. And anyway, when I met him, he was partially paralyzed. He had 6 strokes, I believe, at that time. And the right side of his face was kind of droopy, and his right arm and his right leg, he kind of drugged. He could walk. He usually walked with a walker, but you could just tell that something had happened. And we got talking to him, and he told us that he'd had these strokes. His cholesterol was 857 when before he started on Relive, and he'd had 16 vascular surgeries. You can kind of see here, but he had two scars down either side of his neck where they had to, his first stroke, they rushed him to the hospital, and hit one side of his one carotid artery was 100% blocked, and the other was 95% blocked. So this man certainly had every reason to be down in life. They'd given him 6 months to live, but he was never down. He was always happy. Anyway, kind of a long story, and I don't have a lot of time, but I just told this man as he was sharing with us. He wrote beautiful poetry. I have some of them here. I have a book. He wrote hundreds of poems, and they were amazing. But he was sharing some poetry with my husband and I just had a really strong feeling like, you have to tell this man about Relive. You'll never see him again. And so I just told him, I said, Steve, I know something that can help you. And he told me his last name, and he told me where he lived, and he said, I'm in the book. And back then, this was 18 years ago. So I looked him up in the phone book, and I gave him a call, and I got him on a story. It was the first time I called him, but I had somebody leave a story with him, and I set up an appointment. But anyway, this man was always enthusiastic. His first month in Relive, he earned $7,800. And if I had $1 for every time people asked him what he was doing, because he was earning bonuses, he went ambassador in 9 months. But he had the same things we talked about at first of training. He had the same product, he had the same comp plan, but he was just spewing enthusiasm and love for people. And you sense that when you're around him. And his family called him Captain Relive. He shared Relive everywhere he went. I would sometimes get 4 or 5 or 6 calls from him a day. He'd be at the grocery store line, or, one day he called and he said, Jen, I'm at the gas pump, and I was talking to the man that was pumping gas across from me. And, and he would always ask people, hey, how you doing? And what do they say back? I'm great. How are you? And he'd say, I'm pretty good for a man that's supposed to be dead. And anyway, and he was just, people could feel that from him, his enthusiasm, and he would share Relive, and he was just a master connector. He would not give them, he was very simple. He wouldn't give them much info. They'd say, well, what do you mean? And he'd say, I'm taking the stuff from a lady in London. And he'd call and get him on the phone with me, and we'd set up an appointment, and we'd go do appointments. But anyway, it was that enthusiasm, I think, that kind of set Steve apart. But here's a few poems that Steve wrote, and I think I might have time to read a few of them here. And he always, this first one, like when I think of Steve, I think of this one. He always said, enthusiasm shines much brighter than the facts. You can always spot a winner by the way a winner acts. And then attitude, winners have the attitude of yes, it is the winner's attitude that wins for them success. Winners have desire, the passion, and the need. It lifts them ever higher. It drives them to succeed. Winners have a vision of the best. That comes back to goals, right? Steve was a huge goal setter. It governs each decision. It guides them to success. Every winner that ever was, and everyone that is, has tapped the resource deep within. He was also huge into prayer, a very spiritual man that was connected to God and loved people. The power that is his, the power to be anything he ever wants to be, the power is the right to choose, and therein he is set free. And then goals. Winners win by setting goals, a sure road to success. They travel the course and pay the tolls. They choose which road is best. So anyway, Steve was a good example for me. And especially when it comes to enthusiasm and loving others. So I hope to be more like him. All right. Another To develop positive daily habits is important. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, so managing our time. You want to set daily goals using those 5 fundamentals. Again, how many people can you add to your list a day? How many people can you contact a day? Maybe it's 1, maybe it's 3, maybe it's 5. But use those fundamentals in setting goals. And then prioritize those fundamentals. Write down a to-do list every morning, or every day. I always have a list of people I need to follow up with, new people I need to call. So circle the most important things that you need to do. Sometimes they're the hardest things, but maybe it's the new people that you need to call. But circle the most important and do them first. This is important. Do them first, and then everything else falls in line. But ask yourself, what actions can I do and make today that will help me get closer to my goals? All right. So again, controlling your schedule is essential. So you have a calendar that looks like this. Similar. This is just an example, obviously. But, what can you do to grow your business every day? Who can you call? What presentations? I have a networking meeting every Wednesday, so that's always on my Wednesday morning to-do list. Maybe you have once a week that you post on Facebook or Instagram, or every day. I am super up and down with my social media presence. So I've been trying, that's a new goal that I have, is to post on social media every day. So, whatever it is you want to plug in and have part of your daily activities. I have a morning routine I do every day. I pray, I read scriptures, I exercise. That's important. I don't function well if I don't do those 3 things. So I do those every morning. That's part of my routine. And then I move on with my day. So, all right. And commitment. It's very important to be committed and to be totally committed into building a business. So there's a difference between interest and commitment. When you are interested in doing something, you do it only when it's convenient. When you are committed to do something, you accept no excuses, only results. I love the statement from W.H. Murray. It was in a book that I read. He said, "Until I'm committed, there is a hesitancy, the chance to draw back. But the moment I definitely commit myself, then God moves also, and a whole stream of events begins to erupt. The moment I make a commitment, all manner of unseen incidents, meetings, persons, and material assistance that I could have ever dreamed would come my way begin to flow toward me." And this is true. Mayor talked, and we'll talk a little bit more about mindset in just a sec, but Mayor Hill gave training a couple of weeks ago and kind of talked about this, how when you have something in your mind, something you want to have happen, then all these things just begin to somehow flow toward you and work out. So, but having the right mindset is important. Having a positive attitude, work, and belief come before money. The mind is all powerful. It is constantly creating our reality. Our thoughts create our experiences. So everyone has the power to dictate their mind to create their own reality. What we are what we perceive. So change what you perceive and you will change what you experience. If you talk to almost any successful person, they all have this one thing in common, is they believe. They believe in themselves. They believe in what they're doing. They're not afraid to say it. If you don't believe in yourself, then why would anyone else? And I just want to say that I know pretty much everyone on the call today, and you're each amazing, and you're each powerful, and you're each wonderful, and you are totally capable of doing this. So be determined, believe in yourself. Just program that in your mind. That's why it's important to read your goals every day. Get your mind every morning in a state of powerfulness and positiveness. And, if you do that in the morning when you wake up, and you know that you're going to have a great day and a powerful day and a positive day, and you think about that often, then you're guaranteed to have a productive, great day. Your mind really is super powerful. So create this powerful belief system. Again, confidence is extremely important in every aspect of our lives. So have that confidence, believe in yourself, and you'll perform to the best of your abilities. So stay upbeat no matter what. Have a can-do attitude. Don't let yourself get down. So, this is kind of your first step to living and achieving your dream, is to believe it, imagine it. Imagine you've already achieved your goals. And this actually is shown to create new neural pathways in your brain as you're thinking this constantly, right? And constantly repeating and envisioning yourself succeeding. Then you're actually creating that in your mind, and you really do. Your brain creates these neural pathways that makes things happen. And again, that's kind of what Mare talked about, is having this, you have this thing that you want, and you believe it. You don't know how, you don't know all the steps that will help you get to that point, but you believe it, and then you start working and things just happen. So alrighty, so that's pretty much it with that part of training. We have calls every week. Just to be aware of, the Wednesday call this week and Saturday training this next Saturday have been canceled because of the holiday. So enjoy the holiday with your family. And just be aware, hopefully you get my emails. If not, find a way to text me or email me and have me add you to our list. We will have a few meetings canceled in December with Christmas and whatnot, so just be aware of that. But and I would assume the short and sweet call is canceled this week too. I'm not positive, but I would be pretty certain with Thanksgiving that maybe it is. But plug into these calls. But call to action. This is important. Set goals today. Who are you going to talk to? Who can you identify? Who can you call, set appointments with? Who needs follow-up? And a couple quotes that I like. It's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. And I love this one too. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why that's why we recommend it every day, daily. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. But I know this is true, as we have enthusiasm, commitment, goal setting, set our schedule, and have the mindset and belief in ourselves, then our businesses will grow. There's no doubt in my mind. So anyway, let me stop the recording here.